Oh man. It's good to be home. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy. I'm finally back in Orlando. I'm just getting readjusted to being back here because I miss the island and the beauty and the nature. I'm stuck in this fucking room now. But to be honest, I did miss my old background, so it's good to be back. And so before I start doing the reviews and other videos that I have planned for you guys this year, I thought I'd share with you guys my thoughts on the ending to Puella Magi Madoka Magica Movie 3 Rebellion and why I'm a bit torn by it. So while I was chilling in Guam, you know, laying under a palm tree and basking in the sunlight, I got a message from one of my subscribers by name of Hitalia Girl 96, and she asked me what were my thoughts on the third Madoka Magica film Rebellion and what did I think about what Homura did at the end of the film. And also, if you guys have a chance, please go check out her channel. I'll put a link in the description box. She did a really well-written review and explanation about her thoughts for the ending that actually got me thinking about what did I feel about the ending, and I gotta tell you, I was very torn by it. But before I could get into what I thought about the ending, I first need to tell you guys about the film. And this is your only warning. There's gonna be a bunch of spoilers in this video. So if you have not seen the third Madoka Magica film Rebellion, go see it now, or if you don't care, stick around and welcome. So what many of you may not have known, and personally I didn't know about it until somebody told me, is that the third Madoka Magica film is actually a sequel to the series. It continues off to where the story left off at the end of Puella Magi Madoka Magica, to where the world is a different world, there are no more witches, there are these other demons that they have to fight. But you would have never guessed that it was a sequel because at the beginning of this movie it kind of throws you in a loop because it shows you all 5 of the original magical girls all alive, intact, and with no mystical godlike powers. We later find out through Homura's clever deduction that we're actually inside a witch's barrier because Homura is the only one in the timeline that knows what a witch's barrier is like. So it makes sense how she, of all people, would figure out, oh, we're in a witch's barrier. It explains a lot as to why all 5 of the girls are there and other things that didn't make sense in this world. So we're trying to figure out which one of the 5 girls is the one becoming a witch, and we later find out that it's actually Homura herself who has fallen into despair and is turning into a witch. But before she could even transform into a witch, Kyubey, along with the other incubators, trapped her inside this dome thingy to suppress her witch powers to not only grasp an understanding about what makes a witch, but to also reach out and find understanding about this magical being known as Madoka. But Homura, being a very selfless person and trying to protect Madoka from being captured by the incubators, sacrifices herself to be part of this living hell for all eternity, to suffer for all eternity. But thankfully, with the help of her friends, she is freed from this living hell to be reunited with Madoka. Or so we think. As Madoka descends from on high to reunite with Homura and to be together forever, Homura finds a way to split the 2 Madokas, the normal Madoka and the magical godlike Madoka, from each other to create an alternate reality once again. And it's revealed that she was turning into a witch not because of despair, but because of her intense love, making her this all-powerful and new witch. And yeah, that's basically how it ends. Homura becomes this all-powerful witch driven by her love for Madoka. She splits the regular Madoka from the magical godlike Madoka into this new alternate reality, and we're gonna see what happens from there. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw the ending, I didn't like it. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't see Homura doing something like that. It kind of seems out of character for her. But I actually sat back and thought about it for a while, and I'm not entirely against it, but I still am not really for it. I can see why Homura would do something like that, but at the same time I can see why she shouldn't and wouldn't do something like that. Now keep in mind that this video is not based on fact, it's just purely my opinion about about what I thought about the ending, so you might not agree with it, or that might not be the direction the writer or director was going for, but it's just what I thought about as to why the ending happened. So let's start off with the reasons as to why I could see this ending actually happening. And the first reason that I have is that after experiencing so many timelines in which her friends died and she could do nothing about it, I just felt like it was only a matter of time before Homura just finally cracked. Which could explain why Homura became a witch and why she acted so selfishly at the end. She doesn't want to see anybody die anymore. She doesn't want to see anybody get hurt. She wants to protect everybody. And so in order to do that, she has to create an alternate reality where she kind of has control of everything. At the end of the movie, it seems like she has a very strong grasp on this new reality. I mean, she kills Kyubey, which means that she's trying to keep him from getting close to any of the girls, thus stopping any magical girls from being created. And honestly, that's all that Homura was all about. She wanted to keep Madoka and also the other girls from becoming magical girls because she knows the pain and suffering that comes from being a magical girl. She knows the truth. My second and final reason as to why I could see Homura doing what she did at the end of this movie is because after all that Homura did throughout the entire series, after everything, if there was anybody that deserved to be with Madoka the most, it is Homura. Now I know that sounds a bit selfish, but I actually thought back to the entire series and I asked myself, out of everybody in the series, who's the person that really deserves true happiness? And I said, Homura. Homura deserves true happiness. After all she's done, after all the sacrifices she made, and all the pain and suffering she's been through, why not have her end up with Madoka? But as much as I could see why Homura would do what she did at the end of the movie, I also have reasons as to why I can't really see her doing something like that at the end of this movie. The first and biggest reason is, although I could see her forsaking the world for her own happiness, it still goes against everything that the character Homura stood for. For those of us who really know the character of Homura, we know that Homura is a selfless character. She's not selfish in the least bit. And she not only cared about Madoka, but she also cared about her fellow magical girls as well, trying to protect them from getting into any harm because she experienced it all and she knows where it will lead. And so seeing her basically say, well, fuck all of you, I'm gonna do what I want to do and create my own reality where I'm with Madoka all the time, seems very out of character for Homura. Hell, Homura for 3/4 of this entire movie expressed this selflessness by sacrificing her chance to be with Madoka to save her from being captured by Kyubey, keeping her in this endless surreal hell. If that does not highlight selflessness, I don't know what will. There is no way I could be just as selfless as Homura. If I had a choice between staying in this surreal hell or giving up Madoka, I'm sorry, I would have gave up Madoka hours ago. It just felt very out of place that Homura for the last 10 minutes of this film will pull a 180 like that, becoming a very selfish character. And kind of in the same vein as to how they changed Homura's personality, I felt like they changed the dynamic of Homura's feelings towards Madoka. In the series, it felt like her relationship with Madoka was that of a friend. It was very platonic. At the end of this movie, it felt like she yearned or lusted for Madoka in a romantic way. For me, that felt just like a spit in the face to the character that Homura was in the series. I mean, she really did care about Madoka. She wanted her to be safe and protected, but it wasn't so that she could get in her pants or because she wanted to kiss her. She just really cared about her friend. It was a platonic relationship. You didn't have to turn it into a Yuri relationship, but you could chalk that one up to personal preference. I mean, I'd rather see a strong friendship than a romantic love interest any day of the week, because I feel like friendships are more stronger and dynamic than relationships are, in my opinion. And the last reason as to why I can't see Homura doing what she did at the end of the movie is that if she really wanted to be with Madoka that badly, then why not just go with her? I mean, literally, she descended from heaven to come get Homura and go back up for all eternity. She was gonna be with Madoka. She didn't have to create this alternate reality to where she took Homura away from her god powers. I mean, it just felt forced, which makes sense, and I'll explain why. I'm gonna refer to Italia Girl 96's written review for the movie. She mentioned in her review that it was Akiyuki Shimbo, the director of the film and the series, who asked Gen Urobushi to rewrite the ending so that they can make a second season. Typical. Apparently, Gen Urobushi did write a happy ending that would conclude the story in a positive light. It was just Akiyuki Shimbo, who wanted to continue the franchise, that said, nope, we need a way to continue the story. If we end it here, there's no continuation, so could you rewrite it so we could get more money? And to me, I felt like that was just distasteful. I'd rather you give me a completed story with a satisfying ending that respects each and every one of its characters than to give me a forced ending that turns the character into something that they're not, to continue the story so that you can exploit it more and make more money off of it. But again, that's just the world we live in. If anything is successful, you can damn well bet that it's gonna get some type of sequel. And those are my thoughts as to why I can see and why I don't see Homura doing the things that she did at the end of Madoka Magica Movie 3 Rebellion. And I would like to know, what did you guys think about the movie? Did you like it a lot? Did you hate it? Did you like the ending? Or are you polarized like me? Or did you downright hate it? Comment below and let me know. And stay tuned, I have an anime review coming out real soon and some movie reviews heading your way. But until then, guys, hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and like my Facebook page if you have not. Link is in the description. And I'm Tony Walter II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.